on Biafrans Got Talent. We are letting Biafrans know the reason why we should remember those who gave their lives for us, those who died that we may live.
You died to end my suffering. You died fighting for my freedom. Your blood is the seed of redemption. You are my inspiration.
The deed no wrong with them, military shots at them. 67 to 70, we remember them. 2016, 38 May, memory still lives in our mind till today. Wonder why they refuse to publicize the genocide. The world media turn blind eyes to our plight. It's time to arise, land of the rising sun. Let's rise one more time, let's rise.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. Those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Tell them I got that day. Remember when me tell you say I got that day. Yeah, I remember that one that called us a Bruce Mero. Would you put like a papa nuku? Boy, and then we hero. Me tell you what I look pandi, what pandi samiro. Me tell you what I day. For me the front and the rest of man, I tell you what I do. Me never give up. Me tell them
heroes, I want to promise you something today. We must fight together, no retreat and no surrender. We must hold them down till the end of time. The most important thing is that we will restore Biafra. May your soul rest in peace.
I look up to the sky with tears in my eye. For other Biafrans and for freedom had to die. We will never forget you as the days go by. You are always in my heart, you'll never be apart.
They fought for our freedom, they died for our freedom. They fought the Nigerian soldiers in the war front, without food, without guns, for our freedom, for our life, for our own good, for our children. We love them, our heroes, we want them.
My heart bleeds when I saw them slain. Where will I be now if not then? They will remain indelible in my heart forever, 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 and never, and never, and never.
We serve in your plantation, and the way you paid us back with your bloody starvation. We play in our history that the death of our people is a mystery. No going back to get to a victory. I had a voice now call for vengeance. I never get bomb, I'ma blow like a vengeance.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. Those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Where will I be now? If not you, you died at Mali.
They were starved to death because of our freedom, and they paid the debt for our freedom. Flag high for those that died in the genocide, fighting for you and I. There is pain in the heart, we bleeding inside, tears in the eyes, so I'm following you.
This is for my fallen heroes. Give them a motivation, people. It's like I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Cause we to be a cast, I need to be a nurse. If we did not retire,
They paid the ultimate price. They died for me, for the freedom of my unborn child. We live for the legacy.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes.
be a free. March on, cause we are more than conquerors. Yeah, you know what it is. We must revenge, and we must stand to represent who we are.
You keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own action. They grouped them. Al-Qaeda in the Nigeria, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. Everybody brought them in. All the government brought them in. Are you deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show. Somebody was asking, where is the boundary, where would the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger come in and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a railway line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafra land, we don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money. You come to Soap, you come to Onaji, you come to Ebema, you come to Agulere, you come to Ebo, you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building the way to Nigeria, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for your Nigeria. One Nigeria. I think you are insane. You come to my land, you take our oil, you take our gas, you take our manpower, you take everything, our VAT, our tax, everything. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger. Airport. Refinery. You take oil from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum. And you're telling me that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. You are in one Nigeria. You are not going anywhere and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money so that they will come out, pages of the newspaper to give the world giving the impression that everything is okay. When things are go and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working. We are marginalized. And then you come back to say Nigeria is one. You must stay in it together. Are you not foolish? These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, say Nigeria is not working. You're marginalized. You are being discriminated against. You're suffering. They're killing you everywhere. And you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I'm a Democrat, I'm subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Nnamdi Kanu to President Biden. In it, Nnamdi said to come and help us fight terrorism in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years, until we stepped in. They keep plotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I said that because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not people. When I talk to them, so I understand them. No, I'm not. Most of creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where we are born, where our umbilical cord, how long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas, if you like, go to Cotonou.
ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị konye ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala ihe nne n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọpụ onye nwaanyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọ bụ anyị mara aka n'ime ha si maka ha aga n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọya nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm jiri ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwuo sịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi wepụ ndị iro anyị anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizọba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro dị na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ bịa ka iwe dịtụ ozu ọ bụ okowa mgbe emilere Goliath Chineke nna nke igwe ruo ememiri Fero sikwa otu a mee ka Fero gbagụzọ n'ihu ụmụ ndị anyị ga-ebi ka o wee taa akọkọ igiri ọtọ ọzọ ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụ nwa bụ ekegere n'igwe n'ụwa nwunye ọbụla kere gị nweghị mmalite nweghị ọgwụgwụ kama anyị nwe anyị kwa anọkpa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama ma akọ na okwu gị na-anọgide ego mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe na-ekebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu nke abịa ma
must be defended at all cost. At all cost. It is the land of God, given to his children for their eternal habitation. We may have failed in the past to recognize this very fact, but now that this generation has come, there is nothing anybody can do to stop us from restoring the kingdom of God upon the face of this very earth in the land of Biafra, without apologies to anybody.
The Fulani approach to the zoo called Nigeria is called the devil's alternative. Fulani, they have this two-pronged approach to the issue of one Nigeria. If they collapse you through banditry, they will overrun you because they believe they have superior weaponry. Right now, and all of them are in this game together. That's number one. If you sue for peace, which idiots like Omahi are doing, if you sue for peace, they will also get what they're looking for because they will plant Ruga in every local government area. The devil's alternative, whichever option you choose, men are going to die. Men will die. It doesn't matter the option you choose. If you wait for them to do things peacefully, which they will never do, they are going to kill you anyway because they'll be Ruga. And you allow them to forcibly take over your land, you are taken over, they will take it by force. And Fulani will plant their people in your local government areas. That in the next 100 years, you'll be hearing about Olo Emirates. And then we'll be like Hausa people. Our great-grandchildren will now ask their parents, what happened? They will tell them, oh no, there was somebody called Hope Uzodinma. He was playing politics. He loved Nigeria. There was one called Umahi. He loves Fulani. He used to wear Obada. But then we are gone. As a race, we are finished. And I said to these fools, Fulani Caliphate is dealing with you people, but you don't know it. They are like the vulture. Nigeria is pregnant. If Nigeria dies during the pregnancy, they benefit. Nigeria gives birth to their Ruga, which they want, a new Nigeria which they want, is also to their benefit. The only people aiding and abetting them are these quislings, the fulefus from the east, intellectuals, and sophisticated morons from the west.
Juku negotiated restructuring. What happened? They came back and they said, no, Ojukwu said, okay, so you want to continue to kill my people all over the place? No. Because of that, I'll declare Biafra. Today, they have brainwashed all of you with the perverse notion and thinking that somehow Ojukwu is responsible for causing a war, when opposite is the case. That Gowon was the aggressor, not Ojukwu. That's how Nigeria is. Always blaming the victim. And we lost over 5 million people during that very genocidal war. They killed over 5 million Biafrans. They wanted to wipe us away from the face of this very earth. But we survived it. And we are here today. Those they gave birth to, they have come. And this time with a wrath that you cannot even begin to imagine. And
what we are pursuing is a part of pressure, relentless pressure, to ensure that Biafra comes. How are we going to employ that pressure? There are only two ways to get your freedom in the history of the whole world. Freedom can be gotten only two ways. One is through the ballot box. In other words, people will contest and they will have Biafra Nationalist Party. Yes, as they have in Scotland. And then we vote for them. When they then go to the house or maybe go to Abuja, they will say, we are here under the mandate of Biafra Nationalist Party. Because of that, we want to go and conduct a referendum in order for us to be free. The other way, you fight. Either you go to the ballot box or you fight. Which option are we choosing? We have chosen to fight.
We, the Biafrans, call the Finnish authorities to release Mazi Simon Ekpa immediately. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Joko, has not committed any offense. Therefore, we demand for his immediate release. Free Mazi Simon Ekpa and free him now. No hand must stop Mazi Simon Ekpa from exercising his duty as a free man. Free Mazi Simon Ekpa.
For those of you who do not understand what we are doing, we are fighting for our freedom. And I believe that everyone in this life and in this world, wherever where you are, the country where you reside in, have a history. Now, I want every one of us here today and those who will listen to this particular speech to note one very important fact. Nigeria state came into being through conquest. This is a fact that nobody can change. Nigeria came into existence through conquest. And the forceful imposition of foreign rule, which denied the indigenous people in Niger area the opportunity to negotiate and choose what they wanted. That is the problem. We have lived with this foreign rule and this forceful union for decades, over 100 years. That is the problem. Now, I want everyone listening to me today to also understand that after this forceful union of Nigeria, called the amalgamation, successive regime, both before and after the shambolic independence, continue to hold the state together in a similarly forceful manner, the same pattern and the methodology that the conquest and invasion and the colonizers came in with. They thought by the forceful and the barrels of the gun, they will continue to kill people for the unity of Nigeria. That also is the problem today. So, this impression that they are creating, that the country must remain as crafted from the amalgamation by the colonialists, and that this country called Nigeria unity is non-negotiable. That is also the problem. We have lived from centuries to century, and today we are in the era of 21st century. We are now in a global village where the things of the past and the things of the old are changing to become new. And they don't want to change Nigeria with the dangerous diversity that have now emanated from different angles and the different injustices and corruption, and now Nigeria has found itself to become an Islamic state. That is the problem.
You know, all these years when they were conquering you, Hausa, they said Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. But now they feel they have taken you over. Now they feel that they are at the crust of their conquest of Nigeria. They are now floating a radio station, no longer in Hausa language, but in their native Fulani language, Fufude. What does that tell you? As an average Nigerian, I wonder when, maybe there's something in the cow. You know, they have sex with cows, and after that they sell it to us and we eat. Maybe that is when they succeed in hypnotizing us. The interviewer was asking for evidence. Let me now give you the evidence. It was us that translated this very evidence. Now it's all over the place. It's gone viral. Now let us hear from the mouth of the Fulani terrorist that the APC brought into Nigeria. Let us hear from them.
Idan ba gwamnati ta daure man wanda yake cikin daji ya ta'addanci ba Allah ubangiji ya tsine ma Allah dauki rayuwa ta a wurin.
Listen, isn't Hausa?
Allah ce saniya aka san shi da ita sai noma. Saniya ba ta haifa bindiga AK-47.
AK-47.
Allah ce bai da makera da zai kera bindiga AK-47.
AK-47.
Gwamnati ke turowa har muka samu. Mu kuma wallahi dalilin da ya sa billahi lazi shekara na 7 ina makarantar allo, amma lokacin da na dawo na tsinci kaina a cikin wannan abun wallahi ina mamaki kullum ina tunanin rayuwata.
If I'm lying,
saboda mahaifana akalla a kasar dan banga da so.
What did this man say? I will translate for you. It's on my Twitter. I don't know if it's on my Facebook page. That is why, because of these things, that is why Facebook is busy blocking, banning, suspending people. What did this man say? I'll take off my glasses to read. This man said, I swear to the Almighty Allah, that is the government, the same APC government that our brother was talking about earlier, that gave us arms. I am saying this for people that believe in one Nigeria. That is why I'm... Who are they? Who created this Nigeria? Who created these people that cannot reason very well? Let me read what this man said. I swear to the Almighty Allah, that is the government, that is APC government, so-called Buhari government, that is giving arms to us. Fulani don't know what gun is. We are only headsmen. Cows don't give birth to guns. I swear to Allah, we are on our own, and the government gave us AK-47. I am not afraid to say the truth. Bishop Coker, are you listening? All of you idiots that believe in one Nigeria, are you listening? You morons, monkeys. All of you who are being deceived by this multicultural, multi-ethnic garbage, can you listen? The government that you are hoping to save you are the ones giving arms to those who have come to kill you. And you get up tomorrow morning and you say, believe in one Nigeria. That was why when Ozo 1 was under attack, that was why when these people, they gave guns to attack Nimbo, Ifani Ugwani called, the Enugu State governor called Buhari many times. Buhari ignored his calls. Ugwani called the commander of the 2 division. No one took his call.
He called the commissioner of police for Enugu, no one took his call. But anytime IPOB is having meeting, you come and start shooting people. But when the same people were under attack by those that they are sponsoring, they were nowhere to be found. Is that a type of country? Is that the type of country you wish to belong to? Let's be honest about everything. If this insecurity were being caused by a group of disgruntled Fulani businessmen, you can understand. If this insecurity were being caused by a group of, say, very retarded Fulani politicians, of which there are many of them, I can understand. But insecurity is being caused by the government itself, the APC government. Our brother said it here, and you think he's lying. The people that they get, do you know where they said that? In front of Sheikh Gumi, Abubakar Gumi. He went to the forest to go and meet the bandits, and the bandits told him it was the government that gave us the guns. We don't know what guns are until they gave it to us. That's why I asked you, if they're coming all the way from Mali and from Niger, how did they cross the border with guns? If you claim that those terrorizing us are from Niger Republic. So you don't have customs and immigration in the north anymore? Or because you see yourselves as one people, so there is no border patrol, no border policing, nothing. But you have closed my border now for nearly a year and a half. So my border is closed. And you're from the south and you're shouting one Nigeria. Do you see the depth of your foolishness? Can you see it? When I say it, it's not out of hatred. People say, oh, I don't like his style of agitation because I tell you the truth. A governor said, the governor of Bauchi State, we are bringing in Fulanis. We are coming to settle Fulani in Nigeria. He said it, he wasn't hiding. We are coming to settle Fulani in your land, in your villages. Do you know why that is possible? Because you believe in one Nigeria. If you are on your own, nobody can try it. It's called an act of war or invasion. But Fulani is carrying out an act of war and invasion into your territory because you are under one Nigeria. So in other words, they are using, Nigeria is providing them a cover to carry out a conquest of an entire, should I say, ethnic nationalities across the zoo. Is it clear to you now? Do you now understand what we are saying? Bishop Coker is afraid. He's from Sokoto, he's a minority. So he thinks that when Nigeria breaks up, Fulani will swallow them alive. But I want to tell them that we are all students of history. There is a group of, or there were a group of people called the Huguenots from France. During the height of Reformation, they were being persecuted by the French authorities who were Catholic. People don't know that Roman Catholic fought with Anglican Church in those days. People don't know this, but that's life. Do you know what happened? Britain, being a Protestant nation, offered amnesty or struck a deal with France to say, give me all your Protestants. We'll absorb them. They're called the Huguenots. And they came to Britain. That is where the lives of Sir Peter de la Billière is a French name. But his family settled in England. He rose to become a general and led the war. In the Desert Storm, it was him that commanded the British forces in the Desert Storm. His ancestors were French, the Huguenots. So what I'm saying to Bishop Coker and all northern Christian minorities today is this. On my honor and on my life, I swear before God Almighty in heaven that with the coming of Biafra, every Christian northerner will be allowed to settle in Biafra land. So you see, Bishop Coker, you have nothing to be afraid of. You have a place where you can practice your faith without looking over your shoulder all the time, thinking who's coming to kill me. You will come to Biafra land and you will live there. A very peaceful, fulfilled life in Biafra land. The same thing that the English did for the French Protestants, they're called the Huguenots. The same thing we are going to do for you. If you feel that you're threatened in the Sharia core north, and because of that, you think that having the East and the West in one Nigeria will save you, as if some kind of insurance against elimination by the crazy, mad Fulani Janjaweed. You will come to Biafra land. We will give you asylum. You will stay there. Your generations will live and thrive. We are accommodating people. We welcome visitors. Then you will see what Biafra is like in real life, not the miserable existence you have in Sokoto. You want to stay in a country where people are threatening your life because you spoke. You said your mind and they're threatening you. What I'm offering you is what happened in England, though. The same England telling you to talk about one Nigeria. There was a time that the lives of French Protestants were under threat in France. England said, give them to us, we'll take them. They were all sent to England. They are called the Huguenots. We offer you the same asylum today to Bishop Coker and to all endangered northern Christians. You can all come to Biafra. We will accommodate you gladly. Gladly. I'm saying this live on air, so if I renege on this, you know, they said the internet never lies. They can go back and dig up this very video and say, you said this on the 8th of March, 2021. So you can come to us. This is the reason why everywhere the Janjaweed are dealing with us. They always come to your village and appoint one person as somebody. You know, one thing about you people is this. You always think that tomorrow is going to be better. But in Nigeria, tomorrow never ever gets better. Instead, it gets worse. And we are offering you a way out. People were asking for confirmation that Nigeria Army and police are colluding with Fulani terrorists. You know, it was on this platform that I called for OPC to take over from Amotekun. And thankfully, they have taken over. And there are results. There are results. I think earlier yesterday, or was it today, the OPC arrested a Fulani warlord. You know, for us, we don't have time for arrest. We arrest you, of course, and then I think they handed him over to police. When we arrest you, we hand you over to God. God will judge you. They arrested a Fulani warlord, Wakili. Handed him over to police. Police took him to hospital. The same police in Biafra land, they will shoot innocent IPOB family members if they go to hospital and abduct them and the doctor and send them to Abuja to be locked up. Do you understand that? That is what they have been doing. I don't know who is calling me. I don't know what for. It's not an interactive session, so don't call me. They came to Olo, they went to Anambra, they shot people, they took them to Abuja, took the doctor as well, treating them to Abuja. In the West, they apprehended a terrorist, they killed a murderer, a rapist, a bandit, handed the bandit over to the police took him to hospital for treatment, specialist hospital. What other evidence do you need that the police and the army are colluding with those that they imported to come and kill you? And you wake up in the morning and you say you're a Nigerian. Are you not ashamed of yourself? Don't you have any shame within you? God Almighty in heaven. I've never seen a people as daft and as foolish as this. They took him, he was arrested by OPC. You know what they said? Those that arrested this man, he said, or your police are sure of diligent prosecution of suspected criminals. The criminals now are the OPC men that arrested the bandit. Nigeria is astonishing. You arrested a rapist, a mass murderer, a killer, and a land grabber. Took him to the police. The police now arrested you. Took the man to hospital. Beat you, all of you up, and put you in the cell. They say police is your friend. Anyway, I thank God that there are some these guardian angels that came. I don't know where they came from. They are called unknown gunmen. I don't know where they came from. Maybe they are the spirit of all those killed by the police and the army. And they are avenging the death of the people that the police and the army killed. They are called unknown gunmen. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they come from. But they are fighting for the poor. They are like Robin Hood, but in this case, they are not robbing the poor, the rich to pay the poor, no. They are robbing the criminals, the murderers of their own lives. Murderers in the police and the army. People don't know what is coming, do they? They have no idea. I feel sorry for the zoo. They have no idea. Any day that all of you gang up to support your one Nigeria garbage, the more you're digging your collective graves. Nigeria can never ever be fixed. It's broken beyond repair. Can never be fixed. Look at Sultan of Sokoto talking rubbish. The spiritual leader, whatever rubbish he is of the zoo. Sultan of Sokoto, that he was in the army. That war is not good. But you Fulanis are the ones living war on everybody. You took over the whole of Plateau. You came down into Benue. Your people were at also one, massacring people. Then you never talked about war. As soon as we rose up and said enough is enough, now this war language starts to come into your lips. Do you think we are foolish? Do you think we are... Go and bring all the BBCs of this world, every propagandist for neocolonialists. Gang them, bring them together against Biafra agitation. You're wasting your time. Bring them against ESN, you're wasting your time. Arrest all you like. But I'm just warning them, if you're a policeman involved in the arrest of innocent people, all I need to do is to go down on my knees and pray and ask God, please, may unknown gunmen locate you and they will find you. Because God answers my prayers. So all those police stations involved in all this raid know that your turn is coming. It's only a matter of time, it will come. Since you want anarchy, you will get anarchy. Since that is what you want. You people, you don't like people that play it gently by the rules. No, not in the zoo. That is how you have been taking over our land, raping our women, abducting us and killing us. We came out at Umpo, you killed us for no reason. Shia people came out at Abuja, you shot them for no discernible reason. And all of you saw soldiers with live bullets killing people in broad daylight. No major news outlet carried it in the world. They've bribed all of them. I'm saying it on camera. And I wish that the US Congress can call me to testify. The American ambassador, that woman took bribe from Nigeria. Nigeria bribes every ambassador that comes to Nigeria. They give you loads of money. So you will never report what is happening in Nigeria. You don't know that? I'm saying it live on camera. I wish they can call me in America, come and testify. I will do so. The British High Commissioner is as corrupt as the devil. That woman. She was the one that was responsible for the murder at Lekki. When she went to see Tinubu, I warned everybody, look at this woman, the army will open fire. Not up to 6 hours to open fire, that woman. That's another line. All of you are just looking, because anyway, most of you are blind, you cannot see. And Japan and more. We see things that the mere mortals cannot see. That is why Elohim is with us. That is why everything I say comes to pass. It must happen, it must come to pass. I told them that when we were giving thanks and praises to Elohim, I told them that this horn this trumpet that we are blowing, anybody who hears it in Asorok will go deaf. How many days? And there was fire in Asorok for the very first time. The zoo will be destroyed. Not that we may just get Biafra, so that when this story is written, our children will know that God did it, not man. Man put their faith in their chariots, Britain, you have you're a member of the UN Security Council, you're very strong, you're powerful. All these criminal US ambassadors coming to Nigeria, yeah, you have money, you are US, you will always support Fulani. You people are openly supporting terrorists because of money, because they bribe you, because Halliburton has oil concessions, because there is a shell and everything. Everybody's milking Biafra. Because of that, it is better we support terrorists. They'll kill the innocent. And you're diplomats. You're diplomats presiding over the slaughter of the innocent. You cannot speak the truth. We are in the middle of a war. The Fulanis have levied war on every indigenous population, ethnic group in Nigeria. All of you can say it. All you can say is invite the Sarakin or Sarakin Fulani Lagos. Not the Oba of Lagos, no. Sarakin Fulani Lagos means the supreme Fulani ruler in Lagos. Because the US ambassador has taken money from Nigeria. Very soon her tour of duty will come to an end and she will go. She will become a multimillionaire. That is why they all want to come to Nigeria. Because Fulani will pay very well to suppress the news, to stop the truth from going out. And all of you will suffer if you don't repent. You will suffer. Mark my words somewhere, you will suffer if you don't repent from your evil ways. You take money from murderers and from killers to suppress the truth. Biden doesn't know what is happening in Nigeria because they rely on the ambassador to feed them accurate information. And that is not happening because they've been bribed. And that is why people are dying in Nigeria. Nigeria is the only place in turmoil, not making it onto the front pages of newspapers all over the world. Nobody talks about it because they are all compromised. They've been bribed. We don't need your one Nigeria to survive. They tried, can you imagine the nonsense? They brought in their food blockade. They said we will not send food to the south. They are perishable goods. So the items got spoiled in the north. The government now turned around to pay them almost 500 billion. They are the ones that said they will not sell their goods to the south. Their goods are now rotten in the north. And the government paid them compensation of nearly 500 billion. And you're in one Nigeria. Tomorrow morning, you idiotically wake up in the morning and say, I'm a Nigerian. As I said before, before I used to blame white people for racism, I no longer blame them for it. Because we are the cause of racism. Our stupidity as black people is responsible for the way we're being treated all over the world. Very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. We don't need them to survive. We don't need them. And we can give them the oil and gas for free. As I've said before, allow me to repeat. The oil, apart from granting citizenship to every northern Christian, I mean Core North, I mean the Sharia, Arewa, Janjaweed North, you will all live in Biafra land, where you can practice your religion without fear or favor. Another thing we are going to do is to pipe free oil and gas across the whole of West Africa. In Biafra, Oduduwa will receive oil and gas for free. You see, Benin Republic, oil and gas for free. Togo will receive oil and gas for free. Ghana the same. All the way to, heaven knows, I think, Western Sahara. Do you know why? Because we want the economies of all these countries to grow as well, because they're going to buy our goods and services. They will buy our goods and services. That is why we need the economies to grow as well. A Biafra will offer free oil and gas to the entire West African coastal region. To tell you, we don't need oil and gas to survive as a people. We are not fighting for Biafra because of oil and gas. We are fighting because it is the will of God, and we must be free. We are free people. We were free before the white man came, and we shall be free once again. And as I've been telling people, and they do not, or some will not understand or hope to understand, what we are doing is of the spirit. The lives of Shoyinka must stand up to speak the truth. Obasanjo, you must speak the truth.
Please be seated. Impression. impressions have been inspired in many quarters that we in the East have already completed plans to secede. With this as an excuse, the authorities in Lagos thought they should solicit the sympathy and support of foreign powers for their plans to embark upon what they called police action against the rebellious East. Nigeria is indeed in danger of disintegration. This danger is very real and can only be removed if we can restore in the country the vital elements of good faith and confidence, the two shattered essentials of mutual cooperation and trust. We shall do this only if we, the military leaders now saddled with the responsibility for running this country, can approach our task and face our problems with a sense of realism, objectivity, and a spirit freed from past prejudices and sectional ambitions. It is just that I considered that if I did this, there would be the possibility of more deaths. And I am very anxious to avoid more deaths in this situation. We've lost enough. It's been such a waste. Even now, there is still the possibility. But I am not convinced that that sort of confrontation would be the answer to the situation.
The very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Because I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
You're very wonderful. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
What we got is majority.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us on today's program. I appreciate everyone that has connected so far. As you join us, like and share the program on your platform. Share to family and friends. Share to those that are close to you. Share the program and let it get to everyone that is seeking for answers, those that are asking questions, those who feel that they would like to hear the truth and nothing but the truth. Share with them, including the enemies. You can share to them so that they can come and ask their question and they will see that we are still here, regardless the attack, propaganda, their blackmail, regardless all their lies they are telling, all their plans and gang up against us. Share to them so that they will know that we are still around and we are going nowhere. For as long as Chukwu Okike gives us life, we will be here and we'll be doing our part. So I appreciate everyone who has been able to connect, and I thank you for wherever you're joining from. I say, may Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect every one of you. I say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greetings according to your time zone. And remember, for those joining us for the very first time, or those that are going to come across our video for the very first time, in this platform, we don't come here to instigate violence. We do not preach hate. We don't attack people or individual. We don't attack any race or religion. All we do in this platform is to present Biafra as the only remedy to the failed state Nigeria. Preaching Biafra under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and the supreme commander of our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is where we stand. The foundation led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, upon which Mazi Simon Ekpa built, that is where we stand. And we will continue to preach this message to those who care to hear the truth, to those who has questions, to boldly come up and ask their questions. We are not here to cajole you. We are not here to muzzle you. Neither are we here to force you into what you do not want to agree to. You are entitled to your opinion in this platform. You are entitled to your opinion. Very much entitled to opinion. Freedom of association is what is guaranteed in Biafra. You have the right to join any group, any section you want to join. You have the right to do so. But while you are joining, make sure that you are pursuing the common interests of all the Biafrans. The purpose for which we gather in all the groups, regardless the name you give yourself, the title you give yourself. As long as you're from the old Southeastern region and you are fighting for the freedom of the people, we gather only because of our self-determination. We gather only because of our collective interests. That is why we gather. If not for Biafra, I'm not going to meet with any one of you. If not for the sake of Biafra, we might not find a place to sit together and talk. But for the fact that we have something that concerns us, you and I, whether I know you or not, whether you know me or you don't, there is one thing that puts us together. The suffering we are going through in the hand of the contraption called Nigeria. And our demand is freedom. Whatever title or name you give to yourself doesn't matter. What you're asking for is what I'm seeking for. And if it comes through you, we thank Chukwu Okike. If it comes through me, we thank Chukwu Okike. The most important thing that's we want to be free. Wherever the freedom comes from, we appreciate it, we accept it, and we move on. That is why each time I talk, I speak on the unity of purpose. I will not stop talking about the unity of purpose. And I have gone extra mile every time to explain the unity of purpose I mean. Unity of purpose does not mean that we will agree on the same thing. It doesn't mean that we will have the same opinion. It does not mean that we will be in the same group. Unity of purpose does not mean there will be no disagreement. There will be disagreement. There will be groups. There will be different opinions. But all these opinions, agreement on sections is leading to somewhere. One particular place, freedom. We want to be free. Every group, every section, everybody that is from the old Southern speaking about Biafra. One thing that unites us is that we are talking about freedom. Except you are not genuinely speaking about it. And how do you know those who are not genuinely speaking about freedom? These are those who channel their energy on attacking their own brother and their own sister instead of focusing on the real enemy. When you see people channeling their energy, they spend 80% of their time to talk against themselves and spend only 20 or 10% against the real enemy. Of course, when you see such people already, without being told, you know where they stand. They are not for the freedom. Either they are pursuing their selfish interests or for personal gain that they want to make. So they want to continue to prolong the saga, the distraction, the delay to their own advantage. But for those who are genuinely seeking for freedom, you got no business wasting your time to attack your brother or your sister or begin to call names and all that. We focus on the real enemy. We focus on the real enemy. So wherever you're watching me this morning, I welcome you. I appreciate you. And I urge you in the name of Chukwu Okike Abiyama, as you join, invite someone else to join. If they kick you out, try to find your way back. Because in this present time, it is not easy. It is not easy. More especially in the genuine Biafran programs, there is a heavy attack on the platforms. Just like it was when Nnamdi Kanu was there was a time it was heavy on Nnamdi Kanu. They couldn't allow him to operate in any platform. All the platform blocked Nnamdi Kanu except X. It also happened to Simon Ekpa. He was removed from all the platforms except X. We are still on that time. Today, we are still facing the same attack in all the platforms. So much discouragement that sometimes when you put on your platform, you'll be wondering, a platform that have thousands and thousands of subscribers, and yet your program cannot reach the people it need to be reached. It is not ordinary. But regardless, whatever happens, they will not discourage us. That is why I urge everyone that's connected, whether you are watching on TikTok, you're watching on Facebook, or you're watching me on YouTube where I'm hosting the program, you are welcome. Like the program, share it if the program resonates with you. But if the program doesn't resonate with you, it is not forced. Nobody is forcing you to share. You only share. If the program resonates with you, you share it so that others can join us and get the information. Once again, I welcome everyone that has connected. And today, we are going to be speaking on the breaking news that we saw yesterday. It was a breaking news everywhere. And Biafrans, we are sharing. Everybody, we were all happy with the news. The U.S. House finally have weighed in the case of Nnamdi Kanu. The U.S. House demand fair trial for Nnamdi Kanu. Finally, the U.S. House is demanding fair trial for the case of Nnamdi Kanu. And when we saw that news, it was an amazing information, long expected, and it came just at the right time because Nnamdi Kanu has been preparing for his appeal. And his appeal is coming up very, very soon. So when that news came out, it was a breaking news. The U.S. House demands fair trial for Nnamdi Kanu. Global pressure is building up. Global pressure is building up. This is long overdue. It is long overdue, but better than not at all. So that is why we need to be happy and appreciate the moment as it comes. And we thank Chukwu Okike for making it possible. It is not by might, it is not by power, but Chukwu Okike himself made it possible. And this is the fear of the zoo. That is why they have been fighting us relentlessly. This is why they have been using every means available to them to get at us. But we said no. Resolution urges fair trial for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Once again, I welcome everyone that have joined me on this program. Good morning, great Biafrans, friends of justice, lovers of freedom, and supporters joining us from around the world. Welcome to today's special broadcast. Please take a moment to like the stream, share it with your friends and family, subscribe if you have not done so already. Every share you make help more people join the important conversation. Today we are discussing a major development that has captured international attention, so it wants hearing and discussing in full. U.S. resolution urges fair trial for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This is a significant development because it demonstrates that concerns surrounding the process, human rights, and the rule of law are being discussed beyond Nigerian borders. Every one of us knows what transpired in the court, how they manipulated and maneuvered and convicted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with non-existing law, and they took him to Sokoto to lock him away with so many strings attached to the sentence. Today we will examine what this development means, why it matters, why Biafra must remain focused, and why international community must continue paying attention to issues affecting people in the region, Biafra land. Before we proceed, let me make this very clear. Our discussion today is about advocacy, lawful civic engagement, human rights, justice, accountability, and peaceful democratic principles. So you don't misunderstand us while we are going in. It is important we make our broadcast clear because we are in a time where the global community is paying attention. So for every single information you pass online, offline, including the comment section, you must be very careful what you're writing and what you're saying. Our focus is not violence. Our focus is not hatred. Our focus is not division. Our focus is justice, dignity, human rights, and peaceful advocacy. So wherever you are watching us from, as you key in, pay close attention. For many years, we, the supporters of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the followers and disciples, have urged that his case raised important legal, political, and human rights questions. From the beginning, we have been shouting about this, talking about it, speaking about it, and it seems like it's falling on deaf ear. Many have expressed concern regarding due process, detention conditions, fair hearing standard, the broader implication for civil liberty. Now, with member of U.S. House raising concern and urging a fair trial, the conversation has entered a new phase. That is the interesting thing in the case of Biafra today. Nigeria will never escape this time that we are in. And that is why when some of us deviate from what we are doing and you're paying attention and starting, this is a very interesting time. A very interesting time that every one of us need to be very, very careful and focused. this is no longer simply a domestic discussion. The case of Nnamdi Kanu, the case of Biafra is no longer a domestic discussion. It has become an international issue, attracting wider attention. The importance of this development cannot be overstated. Around the world, democratic societies place significant importance on principle that every individual deserves a fair legal process. This is what we have been saying. Every human being living on planet Earth, regardless who they are, deserve a fair legal process. The idea of a fair trial is one of the foundation of modern justice today. The foundation of modern justice system today is fair trial. Whether someone agrees or disagrees with a person's political view, legal right remains important. This is also applicable to the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. The case of Mazi Simon Ekpa, in a situation where the Finnish authority refused, the prosecutor in Finland refused to admit the evidence against Nigeria for no reason, on a very serious case as charging somebody of instigating terrorism. And the person brought an evidence against the government, and you never admitted the evidence with no genuine reason. So when we talk about this fair trial as the foundation of modern justice system, Finland should take note. And the international community should also push their torchlight on Finland on the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. They should push their torchlight on Finland. Very important. And that brings us to the issue of the international lawyer that we have been clamoring for. International lawyer have been clamoring for support because the international presence is very much, international law is very much important. It's more important than anything you can think about to trigger that monitoring system, to make Finland understand that the world is watching, that they must obey the modern justice system. There's no way you can sentence a man without admitting his own evidence against the accuser. It's unheard before you can. No country in the world plans will allow such system to operate. You must admit evidence against the accuser in a very serious case as terrorism. It is sad, but that is what transpired in the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. So, at the same time, we are calling the United States of America to torchlight the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. And we know we're going to get there. Thank God the international lawyer is in progress. And wherever you are as a Biafran, don't fail to support that very move. Support it financially, support it morally, support it in any way you can. If you truly care about freedom and those who have sacrificed for us. Whether someone agree or disagree with a person's political view, legal right remains important. Everybody must have their legal right of representation, proper representation. This principle applies universally. It applies both in Nigeria and in Finland. Today, many observers are asking important questions. What does this resolution mean? What influence international discussion? This is what people are asking. Will it influence international discussion? Will more governments pay attention? This is questions we are getting from people who are asking, calling and asking online and offline. What does this resolution mean? Will it influence international discussion? Will more government pay attention? Will international organizations become more involved in these cases? More especially, Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Will there be greater scrutiny regarding human rights concern? These are questions people are asking online and offline. These are questions that continue to generate discussions. One thing is clear. One thing is very, very clear. The world is paying attention That is one thing you must know wherever you are. And it gladdens my heart that the world is paying attention. And when world pays attention, conversation change. Whenever the world pays attention on an issue, the conversation automatically will change. And that is why when I saw the news yesterday, I was glad. It was certain that the conversation. You don't know what it means for United States to weigh in a case. It doesn't matter where the case is happening in the planet Earth. United States of America is undoubtedly the strongest nation in the world, whether you like it or not. They are. So whenever they come into a conversation, it changes automatically. When conversation change, awareness grows. When awareness grows, accountability becomes more difficult to ignore. Do you now understand why we must be very happy on the development? This is why advocacy matters. This is why information matters. This is why public engagement matters. Throughout history, many issues that were once ignored eventually gained international attention because ordinary people continue speaking, writing, educating, organizing through peaceful means. This is why I come online every blessed day. Whether I am the only one speaking, I might be the only one, nobody is watching, I will just come and drop the message because I know there must be a human being out there. Chukwu Okike by himself will know how to transmit the program and it will get to people. This is the source of my strength. What I just read now is the source of my strength, nothing more. The source of my strength, that through history, many issues that were once ignored eventually gained international attention because ordinary people continue speaking, writing, educating, and organizing through peaceful means. Eventually, attention will begin. The lesson is simple. Awareness creates visibility. Visibility creates discussion. Discussion creates pressure. Pressure creates accountability. That is how many social and political movements have gained international recognition throughout history. That is why we don't have to back down, no matter how difficult it is. No matter the attack, the propaganda, the blackmail, no backing down. Now let's discuss another important issue, the question of self-preservation. Let's talk about the question of self-preservation. Biafra must focus on self-preservation. We must. It is a must. We must focus on self-preservation. What does self-preservation mean? To you that is listening, what does self-preservation mean? Self-preservation means protecting our communities. Self-preservation means protecting our communities. It means protecting our family. It means protecting our future. It means investing in education. It means investing in economic development. It means supporting one another. It means creating opportunity for the next generation. It means building stronger communities. It means ensuring that our people remain informed and engaged. Self-preservation is not merely a political concept. It is a survival strategy. It is a survival strategy. A people who preserve their culture, preserve their identity. A people who preserve their language, preserve their history. A people who preserve their economic strength, preserve their future. This is why every community must prioritize education. And educated people are difficult to deceive. And educated people understand their rights. And educated people understand the importance of participation and engagement. The future belongs to those who prepare for it. That preparation begins today as you're watching me. If you have not started, the preparation begins today. It begins with knowledge. It begins with awareness. It begins with unity. Wherever you're watching me from, across the world, let us be focused. Do not get distracted. No matter what you see, no matter what you hear, no matter the attack that is coming from east, west, north, and south, no matter the propaganda, it will always come. But I urge you, don't give up. Stay focused. Never give up. You're welcome, my brother Christian. Thank you so much for joining, bro Christian.
Rachus, my dear brother.
You're welcome.
Order for one happen.
Loud and clear.
Okay, Macan. Yeah. Hey, order for one day, order for but Udodi. Onwe ife ka Chineke, what are you?
Yes.
Because since January this year, call anyị tipia. Ebe na alubu
I got you, yeah.
Yeah, January. Since then till now, we are just battling it. But like I said, it is well. So the other day, he sent him paste. I just could not. Even yesterday again, I could not because
I understand.
But I pray for you also. I pray for all Biafrans. I pray for our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, that God will continue to sustain and to uphold because we get there. We are almost there, in fact.
Yes, definitely.
So, only a friend him charge and I don't know, maybe I'm not there. Well, key motor, banana motor, because I put a motor more. So, maybe not there. Okay, they're a little bit less noisy. What I go?
Okay.
I think I will be there in about 2 minutes or 3 minutes. But except I don't know. Or Cambodia, what do you think?
Anyone that is best for you, you can call back. You can call back. We give a log in again. It will not. If it will not disturb you, you can just leave it on there. While you go where, when you get there, you just notify me that you're there.
Yeah, because sometimes when you are walking along, network sees it in some area. But anyway, okay. I could go one place now. So obviously, so for the headline this morning is a thing of joy.
Yeah.
So because quite frankly, I've been, if you observe, I've been in a way like through a gradual process, I've been trying to raise the issue of the fact that all it takes for the right thing to be done by the U.S. administration is to just make a pronunciation, and we will see it happen. It's a long story, sort of. But the thing is, basically, personally, I've been thinking about it in my mind all this while. But again, just like the saying goes, that everything has its time and season, right? If you know what I mean. So, but the thing is, Nnamdi Kanu, I have thought about this. That Nnamdi Kanu, if there's anybody that believes very strongly in existence of the Jewish state of Israel, Nnamdi Kanu is one of them.
Absolutely.
And he's a Zionist. Many of us are Zionists, including myself, because again, if you have to go by the true definition of the word Zionism, is those that believe in the existence of Jewish states of Israel. That is what it simply means. Because a lot of us understands too that there are people that lived in a place, though founded in 1948, but surrounded by the enemies that want to swallow them up. That is a fact. Now, the way they fight to survive, you cannot cap. You simply cannot put a cap on it because but because my ears are so much on the ground, so I see different people, even in the United States, a lot of enmity. People are being persuaded and lured and kind of they are going. It's crazy. But at the same time, who feels it knows it. So you cannot tell them how to fight because they are the one who is on the receiving end. You want to go?
Yes.
So now, why I'm saying it is the fact that I was beginning to feel like that Nnamdi Kanu has been abandoned by those that matters the most, by those you think will stand up. Because let me just say this. I don't know if you are hearing me clearly. Huh?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Right. Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, knows Nnamdi Kanu. I am telling you the gospel. He knows about his. He knows about his ordeal. The Knesset members, they all know about Nnamdi Kanu. Donald Trump, President Trump, knows about Nnamdi Kanu. And in fact, Nnamdi Kanu wrote a letter to him. But besides that, his chief of staff, his chief of staff had a company, that works for IPOB. So she knows him. And it simply means that, and again, when you go by everything that we've seen in not too long ago, it was just a word of mouth that President Trump, when the Congress people, when they met, and he ordered that the Benue guy that was due for execution should be set free, and he was set free. So, all right. So if you will need a supporter of the Jewish state of Israel, Nnamdi Kanu is at the forefront of it. So, and again, I thought about this whole thing. I was always thinking about coming to ask this question: that why is it so difficult for President Trump to ask that he be released? Because I know if he said he will be released, we know that without a doubt. Now, at the least, if Trump asks for him to be released, if the U.S. Congress asks for Nnamdi Kanu to be released, at the least, right? At the least, listen to this now. At the least, the Nigerian government will release him and ask him to leave the country, so he can go back to maybe UK or Israel or US or even the Kenya where they kidnapped him from. That can be done, right? That is at the least. But at best, he will be released and a referendum will be organized, for him and his people, the Biafrans. A referendum will be organized. That is not asking too much. That is simply not asking too much. It will be organized, even if P2B, they want to make P2B president, whatever. It doesn't even matter, right? Biafrans has to now come. I'm talking about Biafra. I'm not talking about Rewa or Dudu or anything. No, I'm talking about Biafra. Over about 70 to 80 million people will now come out. And if they say, because they want to keep Nigeria one, therefore they're going to make an Igbo man P2B president, fine. Now, Biafrans will have to have a referendum to decide if they want to follow P2B to be one Nigeria or they want so these things can be done. It's not a rocket, it doesn't take anything. These are the common.
Nobody needs to die for it. Nobody needs to die for it. You don't need to fight for it.
You see what I mean? So I was beginning to to get pressed by the fact that have this guy abandoned Nnamdi Kanu, the number one championeer of the survival, the existence of the Jewish state of Israel. This was baffling my mind. But of course, I understand the intricacies surrounding it too, because of the British government at the same time. But, when I saw this article, I was so impressed. I was like, truly, like the saying goes, that everything has its time and season. He's been there now since the sentence is like about a year thereabout, if I'm not mistaken. But in total, he's been there for, if you have to put all the time together, it's like, I don't know, maybe more than a decade, right? So when I saw it, and I remember that congressman, the black guy in the United States is it Michigan? I think he's from Michigan.
Yes.
Yeah, so exactly. So I'm really impressed, and I'm happy about this whole thing. But I just hope that it can be taken a notch, taken a notch by the president. The great Raleigh Moore and Mike Arnold and the rest of them, if they can take it a notch a little bit further by making President Trump to make that demand. It's a simple demand. Just ask him. There are two options, like I just enumerated earlier. Either you let him go back to where he comes, Britain, Israel, America, or where you kidnapped him from, or better still, let him stay and organize referendum and let Biafrans decide whatever they may. Nnamdi Kanu said it himself that he's not opposed to nothing. Basically,
of course, he has said it several times that if Biafrans decide to be in Nigeria, he can't.
So be it. So be it, because he's a Republican, he's a Democrat by nature. He doesn't believe in all this forcing and fighting. No, but the quest to defend, to ask for self-determination is a God-given right, and the quest to defend yourself is another, primarily the first law of nature. Self-defense is the first law of nature. Anywhere you are, you always have to defend yourself. Even an animal, they defend themselves. So this is the point. Now, you cannot continue to force people. Nigeria, for how long are you going to continue in this, trying to model everybody into an entity that they're never part of? I just saw also, was it yesterday? Because again, my whole dynamics have been so crazy. Even that movie, I haven't seen it, but I just saw one yesterday where Awolowo, because all these years, we've been, kind of battling it out with some Yorubas who tried to exonerate Awolowo. But it's been very clear now that Awolowo was very instrumental, right, in the genocidal food starvation of over 3 to 4 million Biafrans. He was very instrumental. In fact, the blockade, the need, the idea of using food as a weapon against Biafran that took out millions of people is on him. So the Yorubas, they have to also show some form of remorseness and stop being defensive about it. The history and the record are there to show the effort they brought. So because basically, if you check the history of from time till this day, we've never really come against the Yorubas, but from history, they've always been the one that aligned with the Fulanis to come against us. Abiola he won election. Igbos played a major part in electing him.
And we suffered most.
And they annulled it.
We lost most.
So my dear brother, Diego. So for them to continue down this path, until these days, even though Awolowo is long gone now, till this day as we speak, the Yorubas continue, not all again, but some of the prominent people among them, they continue to play this part of working with the Fulanis to subjugate, to come against us. Is it envy? Is it hatred? What is it all about? Because again, Nnamdi Kanu did nothing to them. He rather tried to help them to bring suggestion on how they can survive the onslaught that was coming. But what did they do? How did they pay him back? The Yoruba judges, the prosecutors, the government, and everything, they came together, and they not only did they jail him to life, they handed him over to the enemy, the caliphate. So you see the point. So these things are documented. If you are a Yoruba person and you are objecting or you are denying or being defensive, you are wasting your time because the evidence are there. Henry Nwosu, I think Henry Nwosu or something, was the INEC chairman back in the days, when Abiola, Humphrey, exactly. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
And he was never recognized till today.
He was never recognized. An Igbo man, he stood up, put his life on the line for Abiola. He went and tell Babangida that this guy won. He want me to annul it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And he was threatening him because these are military guys. They could just take your life. He put his life on the line. This is crazy. So because again, I know a lot of Yorubas, so some of them, when we try to have a dialogue, they deny it. They become very, very, that denial. I hate it when they try to deny the fact that is staring every one of us in the face. I just don't like it, So you should be able to look yourself in the mirror and make a change. Now, this whole thing is coming. They are coming. You're not going to be exempted. This Janjaweed, this invaders. They are coming from the Sahel. They are coming from Putajela. You will not be exempted, even though you are trying to work with them to collaborate to Banyendi Bonagota, because that is what it's all about. At the end, you are not going to be spared, because look at what they are doing now. You now. You think they are ready to spare you? They won't spare you. You see, so it's just a lack of either understanding. I don't know what it is. Is it lack of education or sincerity that some of them they do this? I don't like it at all. But my dear brother, so I'm so happy that with this development, because you tagged it a breaking news, all right?
It is.
So. Audio, come, Jagaduma. I will come in a few minutes. I will come in again. No, no?
Okay, my brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Okay, brother.
Thank you so much. So, my fellow Biafran, just as my beloved brother Christian was saying, this is just the reality that is staring at every one of us. The reality. Sometimes I used to think the same way. I don't know why is it that our neighbors, the Yorubas, took it upon themselves to always go against us in anything that we do. In everything that is against us, they are always in the front. And that was why there was a time Nnamdi Kanu came hard on their media. Unfortunately, they were the one that captured the media in Nigeria. We the Biafra never paid attention to media. The Igbos are focused on their businesses and all. They never put any eyes on the media. The Yorubas took over the media, and they have not used that media to favor. That media has not favored us in any way. All they do about their media is negative presentation. Look at this recently released documentary by BBC. In that recently released documentary, it is still a documentary written by a Yoruba man, led by a Yoruba man, and handed over to British. Still to paint us as aggressors in that very documentary. The documentary was to blame us. They tried to belittle our suffering. They highlighted just little about our own issue, and they blew out of proportion things that never even happened. They were still in that documentary, they were still insisting on, they were still trying to project the case of Igbo coup, 1966 coup, that they call Igbo coup. That is never an Igbo coup, even if when there have been a confession. They went ahead to push a program in that same script that it was we that created division in our land, accusing Biafra of several things that never happened. And when you watch it, if you're not paying attention, you think they are being neutral. They are not being neutral. That very program they did was not neutral. The information they were trying to pass was very, very wrong. It was not a balanced information in any way. It wasn't. It wasn't. And in every such case, you always see that our Yoruba neighbors are always in the front line. Why is it so? Why is it so? How long are we going to continue to see such kind of things within us? My fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching from, remember the program we are holding today. The future belongs to those who prepare for it. Remember, an educated people understand the importance of participation and engagement. We must prepare to participate and engage, more especially now that the international community is weighing in the case of Nnamdi Kanu, the United States to be precise. And I bet you, once the United States come into a matter, other countries will fall in line. It doesn't matter whether you like it or not. Once the United States make a pronunciation, every other country in the world will fall in line. It doesn't matter, hate them, like Donald Trump, hates him. Whatever you say about Donald Trump, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have any effect. The future belongs to those who prepare for it. Are you prepared? You that is watching me out there, Biafra, are you prepared? Ask yourself, are you prepared? That preparation begins today. It begins with knowledge. It begins with awareness. It begins with unity. It begins with our preparedness. Wherever you are watching this program, ladies and gentlemen, another issue attracting attention in the question of insecurity. The question of insecurity in the zoological republic called Nigeria, more especially in Biafran territory, is another question that's attracting international attention. Remember, Nigeria already has been designated as a country of particular concern. In fact, Canadian court called it a terrorist government. That's why I say it is long overdue for the United States to speak. And I thank Chukwu Okama that has spoken. And now that has spoken, a lot more is going to happen. A lot more is going to happen. We have waited for it for a very long time. And now that we have gotten that word, it will never be business as usual. Wherever you are as a Biafran, we must prepare. And when the Biafrans are preparing, every other region should get prepared. You see, just like my brother Christian was saying, I don't know what we have done to our neighbors, the Yorubas. I can't just understand why they feel that the Biafrans are their problem. Look at what is happening. If they had listened to Nnamdi Kanu, what is happening today in their land will not happen.
Exactly.
It will never happen. Nnamdi Kanu in that broadcast, he said it in black and white. Fighting for Yoruba presidency, Igbo president will not save you. It will not save you. Fighting for Tinubu or Peter Obi will never save you. There is nothing that can remove you from Islamization except disintegration. Nothing. You think that Tinubu because that Tinubu cares about you? True, because the president, then your land is secure. Whoever comes in power, his own region becomes the most insecure place. Because it's a plan and arrangement, something they have signed into, they will become helpless. They can even talk to other region, but when it comes to their own region, they will never open their mouth to speak. It happened to Goodluck Jonathan. What did Goodluck Jonathan achieve in his own Otueke, in his own hometown? What did he do? He was busy developing the north. He was busy building Almajiri schools. He was busy guiding them to protect, and yet they throw stone on his convoy.
Yeah.
Almajiri throw stone on Jonathan. It is so shameful that even today that idiot is still coming out to come and contest. I don't know what he intended to achieve. They throw stone on him. Even the chief terrorist, Muhammadu Buhari, while he was still there, Katsina was the most terrorized place. Katsina. They even confronted his convoy in Katsina State. When we talk about the people that owns Nigeria, Nigeria belongs to some people. It doesn't belong to you, the indigenous people called Nigerians. I don't know how to say it for people to understand, because the people that fought for this independence, that some of this on independence that they are celebrating every time, the people that fought for it were the Southerners. And when they handed over, there was no Southern president. The country was handed over to the Northern Caliphate.
Mas Juice.
Go ahead, my brother.
Sorrow, there's something I just wanted to ask briefly. I saw it maybe yesterday or 2 days ago. This Kenneth Okonkwo guy, he just, this whole thing does, because a few weeks or perhaps a month ago, he came after Peter Obi so horribly, describing him as a weakling, as a runner who can't fight, who can't do nothing, who wants everything to be prepared for him, like Nunyegi Munye, Nyegi Bedi, Nyegi every stuff like that, right? Now, I just saw yesterday, he was on different platform channels describing Peter Obi as the solution for Nigeria. I don't know. So has he become his surrogate? These people, Jesus.
He's describing Peter Obi as the solution.
Yeah, yesterday I saw it was on channel saying that Peter Obi is the only solution, that Peter Obi is this and that he is the Messiah. That I said, what?
Are you sure it's a new video or old one?
Well, this is there's a very good question, bro. Because when I saw it, am I dreaming? What's going on here? But you know what?
Maybe it's an old one.
No, I don't think it's old one because I looked, and the date was yesterday. And the day before, he was on our rise and he was on channel. In fact, we Shehu walking away, telling Shehu that was yesterday. I saw that telling Shehu that P2B has all that it takes because he's not a squanderer, financial squanderer, blah, say so many things. And I'm like, how can these people flip so crazily? This is flippancy of the highest order. Ideology. These are not. Oh my goodness!
See,
now
brother, that is where we need to be smart, and that is one thing I love Nnamdi Kanu for.
Yeah, that's not.
They're definitely going to play this game. This game now, they're going to play it.
Not like Nnamdi Kanu.
When United States weigh in now, as they are weighing in, once they make that pronunciation, they are going to push for P2B to become the president.
Yeah, that where you see,
the caliphate will support and push him
100%. So you see,
just to keep, even the British will support just to see that is the next card they're going to play.
To make sure they keep their empire going.
Exactly.
But
I thank God for the person of Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
Never compromise.
Yes. Indefeatable.
Not at this point. Not at this point. He will never.
Unyielding. He gave it all.
Just like you said, if they want to get an Igbo president, they should go ahead.
Yeah.
But the issue of referendum must be. It must be. And you know that when Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, in that Sokoto declaration they wrote, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, there was something that was in that very Sokoto declaration where he said about rewriting the constitution for the people.
Yeah.
Rewriting the constitution for the people. So this issue of whether if they like, let them people to be whoever they like, just like you said.
Yeah.
We don't have any time for that. We are focused on self-determination. And at the end of the day, that referendum must happen.
Yeah. Because for me, by nature, I am very preemptive, right? So I can almost like sometimes visualize where they are going, so it's also obvious that something is going to happen, This whole thing was never going to continue forever. A time has come. This coming year is going to be, the rubber is going to meet the rope. I am telling you. And the United States, and I thank Chuko Kabiama that President Trump has some years to go. So we get to the bottom of it. So, and I think that the caliphate, the British and the rest of them, just to assuage, just to neutralize, they want to preempt P2B. Could you believe that, bro? If they may, this guy, right?
Loud and clear.
Right. So this guy, this young man, very dark man, he has more or less, I wouldn't say relocated, but he has run away or whatever. But anyway, honors na China now kundizu war. Honor war. In my why? You know why? Because oh my goodness. All these years, he was in the country, he was in there. He did the things he did. He said things he said. But the things he's doing now, the things he's saying now, he couldn't have been in the country and be saying it. Trust me. They will get him one way, either by luring him, giving him whatever money, whatever, or they will go after him one way or the other. This is the nature of the beast. But he's smart enough. He left the country, maybe about a week or two now since he left. He's still in China as we speak. He has, bro, all Bapu go. Now.
You know when he was in Nigeria, he used to say, all these people in abroad, you should come here and join us and this. Now he understands why you cannot do anything in Nigeria.
Now you know. Now you know. Except to because for me, that skepticism is in me because human being is human being. Right. So I could never trust human beings. Only God that I trust, right? So Olesikwa na obuzina na if Omega bukwa part of the game, which I doubt.
It can even be. It's possible.
Exactly, because human being is human being, right? So the thing is this, yeah. But since I've known the young man, the way he's going about this, the rate in which he's putting fire, my goodness me. he's urging everybody that Tinubu has to not just not just be re-elected, but he has to resign right now. That he's telling people this is like his preoccupation now is how to make sure he destroyed Tinubu or to get him out of the way. So that has not been the pattern in the past, and he's smart enough. He left the country because he really meant it, I believe, and he knows what the consequence will be if he was in the place, if he's in the country. So he left. So obviously
that also shows that he wasn't serious while he was in the country, because this thing he's calling for now, he has the crowd to pull it off when he was in Nigeria.
Yeah.
He had the crowd to pull it off.
But
he couldn't do it.
Yeah, when he was in Nigeria.
He was channeling his energy on attacking Showore.
Yeah, when he was in
Nigeria.
Yeah, but bro, the thing is that if he was in Nigeria and he's doing what he's doing now in China, you can be rest assured that Tinubu and his people, they will come after him, one way or the other. They will use DSS.
That is what to expect. No activist will go free if you're on the genuine part, except you're doing hanky-panky.
Exactly. You know, we've always said it.
To go in as Showore is a frequent visitor. You should be ready to be a frequent visitor going
and be beaten and locked up and be restricted. You know that Showore is under restriction too. So this is the thing that is obvious for everybody to see now, that you cannot be in the country and be a genuine proper activist because they will come after you. Because there are those who want the status quo to remain. They will come after you. They will come from Alibo. They will come from Ala Yoruba. Everywhere. They are everywhere. It's not just in Yoruba they are everywhere, including our... So
they are more in our side. They are
worse.
It's even worse on our side.
It's even worse. Exactly. So you see...
Did you see the new picture of Soludo with Udele?
No, I didn't.
Udele went and visited Soludo and they were taking picture and the camera was following them.
If you go to Fulani, yeah, the blood of Fulani.
They are grouping themselves. They are showing them their group.
Yeah, but we are praying to Chuko Kabiama, the maker of heaven and earth, that he will have the last laugh, and he will give us the last laugh. That these people,
definitely.
They are not our people. It's been so well pronounced in their action, in their everything is shown that they are not for us. They are our enemies. Udele, Nasoludo, and the rest of them, like that, they have demonstrated that they are enemies of the people. And the earth will walk in Biafra land will not accommodate them, will not accept them. They will be swallowed up. They will be swallowed. So, quite frankly, my dear brother, this coming year, I believe that, and my appeal is to every genuine Biafran: keep doing what you are doing. Keep on putting the fire. You know, whichever way you can, continue to, no matter
the pressure in your own way. Let everyone maintain their pressure. Whatever you are doing, continue.
Because pressure is what bursts pipe, and you can see now with the U.S. Congress led by, of course, Chris Smith will be one of them who has sworn. Chris Smith sworn that Tinubu was not going to outlast Trump's administration. And we are seeing it playing out because Tinubu has only next year. And this guy have absolutely nothing to offer. It's not to rebuild the country. It's not to develop it. Not to add. Rather, it's suppression and destruction. Everybody knows that. He have no capacity. He have nothing to offer. Tinubu have nothing to offer. He can't even, a word can't even come out of his mouth. So obviously, these things the people know. But for some reason, either they are scared or they've been bought over. But very dark man could no longer take it. He ran away and is now putting fire on them, right? So obviously, I will Peter be my president. That's fine, but we have our say, because, like I've just said earlier, Peter be just to keep here one Nigeria, whatever. I'm not if I have one Nigeria, that is not happening. So it's incredible. We've seen nations, from years immemorial, they split up and they get better and they live their lives,
better, more secure, better economy. They become more friendly, more respectful to each other.
Yeah,
healthy competition.
The notion of Africa, one Africa or Pan-Africanism, whatever, is crap. I don't believe. I love everybody. I believe in everybody, but that does not mean that we must, all come out. So we have to do the sensible things. That is that people are different. People have their differences, and it's okay to be different. Right? Fingers are not equal. It doesn't mean every nation, every country has to be on the same level. No. But the most important thing is that you chart your own course, chart your path that suits you. That is it. Udade, So, and for me, quite frankly, I think that this thing has to be done because, of course, I recognize is that the Third World War is going on in this world. Though it's not like a pronounced one, like people, they are not, the big powers, the superpower, they are not shooting at each other. But underneath is going on as we speak, So, and this is also a time of realignment. And when I look at the United States, I always feel like they have to be a little bit smarter in what they are doing because I've said this several, Africa is the future. Trust me, bro. Africa is a young and dynamic entity or region or continent that you have to be able to work it out. Don't let the Chinese don't care. They don't care about human rights. They don't care about development. All they care about is just business, money. They don't care whether people are being massacred or genocide. They don't care about that. So that is where America should be able to come in and champion it. And it's not. There's nothing strange or funny about it. That you let people decide their future.
Decide. Let people recognize who they are.
Self-determination. Yeah, self-determination. So, brother, how do you go, my dear brother?
Every other region have done it. Asia has done it. And when they have recognized each other, everybody know whom they are.
Exactly.
It's a great country along value system.
Exactly.
Whatever be your value system, just create your country within them. Later on, you can have an organization that unites all of you together to speak as a force in respect, based on agreement that you people have written.
Yeah.
Like these people who are talking about Pan-Africanism, where are you going to start in this Pan-Africanism when people in the region have not even recognized who they are?
Exactly.
Each region, first of all, have to set themselves free. Mm-hmm. You cannot be a colonized person and you're talking about which Pan-Africa. Okay, look at South Africa now.
Okay.
South Africa that have major people, the majority of those who are making noise about Pan-Africa are from there. Look at they are treating their people.
You they do Pan-Africanism. When I look at you, you they do Pan-Africanism or David in Yande or whatever. That you are doing Pan-Africanism when in the country there.
Where you are,
guys from these Marudas, these invaders from Futajelon, they are coming. Because you are not Muslim, you are not Sharia, you are not this, you are not that. And so how are you gonna do Pan-Africanism with them? Or is it on the ground that you will succumb to their Sharia imposition? If you succumb to that, then you can now, but that it's not possible, it's just not gonna work. So it's crazy. This Pan-Africanism book rap is just crazy. The solution is
to first of all redeem ourselves individually.
Yeah.
Each region should redeem themselves. Then later on, if we want to agree to be one, we will sit on the table, write our own agreement,
and discuss it. Discuss it, exactly.
Discuss it.
This area you touched is one area that till this day continue to boggle my mind. That in this DNA, the black man, the Africans, they in this day and this time and age we live in, they continue down this path. What is there that how can you not know that this is the right way to go? If you want to grow the continent, if you want to grow the country, the nations, these are the right path to. If people, especially like the case of Nigeria, we know how Nigeria came about. Everybody know how it came about. The people never came together and say we want to form a union to become one. Never. They were forced into it more or less like a kidnap. And over a century, they are still in that kidnap, in bondage. That is what it is. How else can you not use your brain to know that it's never going to work? Because forced marriage doesn't work. How? Because it is forced marriage. That is what it is. Nigeria is a forced marriage. So when you see these people call themselves professor, I simply cannot understand it. To think that you continue to buy the people that at some point their generation to come will now accept that they are Nigeria. How? How? I'm not. I'm simply not.
It's
You
not
know,
understandable.
it's just sad. It's really sad. And it's a shameful thing. Whoever they are, they call themselves professor, be it Nigeria, Ghana, whatever you call yourself professor, you are a disgrace because you are completely disgraced. That's not how it's supposed to be. You know. So obviously, if people come together like now, if they do the right thing, and then in the future they say, okay, we want to form one block, one maybe union of trade or market, whatever. Therefore, like European Union, the way they came to and for whatever. But even at that, people will still, you know. So because that is why the Britain, that's why they left European Union.
Said that they want to be part of it.
Yeah, you know. It just I saw also. Just like I was saying earlier, you know, about Obafemi Awolowo, he was interviewed because again, you know, these things we did not, it wasn't we did not witness it, right? But history and record, they're showing up.
That is the beautiful thing. We are getting video clips.
Exactly.
Video clips that support everything we are saying. Just like
exactly.
This slide that the one is telling light and right. I said that there are video clips, video evidence and script that was left behind.
Exactly. So in this clip I saw also this white guy, British white guy, you know, he specifically went and interviewed and asked Awolowo about the starvation that was leading to the Kwashoko and the rest of it. So he asked Awolowo, he said, are you concerned, right? That was how he, you know, I'm trying to...
I saw the clip, yeah.
Oh, you saw the video? But Awolowo is invariably just saying that he doesn't care morally, he doesn't give a damn, that what he cares is the country remaining one. So even if... So, and when you see that, it is sad because look at the same country, look at that country. Just look at the country that they keep millions and millions over and look at what has become of the country today. Is that a country to be proud of? Is that a country where now his own people are facing what Gawan, the people of Gawan, has been facing? And in your grave, I don't know what becomes of you in your grave with all that. And not only him, even Azikiwe too, even though Azikiwe was different, because I've also seen a clip of Nnamdi Azikiwe where he, quite frankly, even though he did not come out like the way Ojukwu and some of them had that vision, you know, but he also, I think, let me not misquote, but definitely not the position of Awolowo, because Awolowo was the strategist that came and brought that strategy of starvation, using food as a weapon, you know, because he said a hungry man cannot fight a war, you know, and everything is playing out now. So, in other words, simple on your
It is so sad, you know. That is why in one of the broadcasts of Nnamdi Kanu that I played now, Nnamdi Kanu say that he no longer buy the issue of racism and blaming the colonial master every time.
Yeah,
these people have left for a very long time.
Yeah,
look at somebody now talking about when they will be the ones to complain about the colonialism. They will be the one to complain that they want a place of Pan-African, whatever. At the same time, they are protecting the system that was put in place.
Yeah.
The boundaries that were put in place by the colonial master, they are holding tight on it, holding it so strong.
Yeah.
Want to change. And at the same hand, you are still blaming them. Look at this Nigeria now. Look at Nigeria. Can you imagine that a president came and removed the national anthem of the people and brought back the colonial master national anthem?
Mm-hmm.
In a time that people are walking away from their colonial master, so
yeah,
Tinubu went and brought back the colonial national anthem and removed the one that was there.
Yeah.
The anthem of the people, the one that the indigenous people, he removed it and put the one of the colonial masters. And said that is one he preferred.
Yeah.
The same thing is what they are doing in other places. All those ones that call themselves their founding father, they call themselves elders in Nigeria today. They are the ones that are fighting so strong to protect the system that the British put in place.
Mm-hmm.
They protect it with their life. They can take human life just to protect that system.
Yeah.
And at the same time, they will come and deploy their chihuahuas. They will come and tell you, oh, what is happening is the international influence, is the American influence. And yet, when you want to talk about ending it, you will not. Look at Burkina Faso. Is it not the African country that we're fighting him?
Yeah.
The presidents in Africa, none of them were in good terms with him. Nigeria was even ready to go on the ground and fight, if not that they stood their ground. You know,
Yeah.
Nigeria was the one that first threatened them.
Of course.
When Burkina, Mali, and Niger left, it was
Yeah.
Nigeria that France wanted to use to threaten them.
Yeah. I
If
think
not for the fact that they had their very strong backup and they didn't give a damn, they continued what they're doing.
Yeah, I think that for the fact that Niger was involved, and you know the Fulanis, the caliphate that runs Nigeria on behalf of the British, they have these strong ties with Niger. So they came out to warn Tinubu that if you try to fight Niger, right, they were going to fight you. That is my suspicion.
That was the miscalculation. That was where he backfired.
Yeah, that is my calculus, you know, that Tinubu, France, Macron was going to use Tinubu, right, to subdue Niger.
Niger more
So,
especially.
so the whole thing, and eventually, water go find in level, because this whole thing has been a sham all from inception. Nigeria has been a sham. It's not working. It's never going to work.
That country needs to disintegrate. The northern part of Nigeria can even join
Niger.
Niger will make their sense correct, because Niger now have Niger, even if they want to have a caliphate, they will have a same one. If they want to have a caliphate, they have a very same one that one can communicate with.
Exactly.
All this kind of things that this people are building in another part of Nigeria. So once Nigeria is, it is not war, peaceful disintegration. The North, the Hausas will fight to secure their land.
Yeah.
You don't need to put any troop anywhere. US don't even need to spend their troop, not to risk the life for their soldiers.
Yeah.
So now this war, we can all defend ourselves in that contraption. We can. We can. We are looking forward to their game they want to play. More especially this game of P2B. I know that is their last card. That is their last card. And they will play it.
You can see also the level of acceptance.
If Andy has started speaking the way you say, I will go and search for that video. Because Andy that called P2B different kinds of unbeatable names.
I'm telling you. I'm sure what I saw yesterday. What I saw yesterday. Now he's a defender of P2B. He's now one of his campaign guy going to places, you know, trying to tell them how strong, how good, how incorruptible.
Another
Voila, yeah. How incorruptible P2B is. Just from within a weeks or months, he has just flipped overnight. All the ego is crazy. But again, if you also look, the level of support that P2B is gaining, even from the North, because some of them, they can also read the handwriting on the wall. His former deputy of vice, that from Mauritania guy, you know, he was also yesterday, you know, tried to eulogize and to describe P2B as the, you know, the future, the hope, the this, the that. So obviously, let them. We are waiting, we are watching, and we are following. And Chukwuka Abiyama is on our side, because we did them nothing wrong. We absolutely did them nothing. So if it's P2B they want to bring, so be it. And let them bring him, and Biafran will decide. And so that is also where I'm very grateful with the likes of Mike Arnold, who is very outspoken about this whole thing. The people must have, the people must be able to decide for themselves. That is all that matters. They must be able to decide. So, Kennedy Jehovah, I can't thank him enough for my dear brother. It
is so this thing that Nigeria is not a country that is going to be redeemed anytime soon. And when we say it, people will not understand. I saw a video of one video I saw where the bandits were bringing out their military uniform. They were bringing out the military uniforms in bags. In a country where they are telling you that it's going to be good, though, bandits were I don't know who supplied them the uniform. They were bringing out brand new military uniforms that they want to wear.
Nigerian uniform, Nigerian military uniform.
Nigerian military uniform. Let me see if I can find the video. Nigerian military uniform.
And you see, bro, yeah, right now as we speak, I think they are hell bent. The terrorists holding these people in Oyo State, they are hell bent because for more than 2 weeks now, going to 3 weeks, the Oyo State government, I think it's Shea Makinde here, he's been making effort, whatever, and the federal government, Tinubu, has also stepped in, and still they continue to, they're still holding them. So, and I've seen a Yoruba elderly guy who was asking Tinubu to get international community to do this, to do that. What international community to do what? The sabotage, the betrayers, the coordinators of this whole thing, they are right there inside. So if you are bringing international body, America, whatever, to help out, it's a waste of time because it's in your hand. You have decided you are part of it. The government, the Tinubu administration is part of it because the National Security Advisor is part of it. His vice president,
fully part of it.
The Shetima, the vice president, is one of them. So he's going to go and spend money to bring whatever international or to beg whatever. It's a waste of time. And if international community doesn't know, then they are also part of it because they know that the government of Nigeria is the one terrorizing the country because they have agenda which they are working on. They have agenda. This Tinubu administration is on agenda to Islamize Nigeria and to Fulanize it. That is what is going on. Because if not, there's no reason why they will not go. It's not today that they've been kidnapping people and paying ransom. They've been doing it. Yes. So if one would think that, okay, let's just say you pay this ransom now, you rescue the people, then what do? You go all out, full force, and crush everybody. Crush them, go into the forest. Because the forest of the country, it's not like it's an international or another country where you can't go in. You go in and take everything out. That is what you're supposed to do. But they don't do it. They won't even do it because they are using these terrorists to push the agenda of conquer, the agenda of taking land, sending people to ID camp, and they keep pushing from one state to the other. It's a continuous thing until they finally take over the whole country. That's what it's all about. How do you go, my brother? How do you go?
That's the video I'm playing here. That look at them. They are spraying. These are military uniform. Look at uniform, different colors.
Okay.
The desert color, the different colors. Look at them.
Yeah.
The bandits. Brand new one supplied to them. Look at it.
Yeah.
You can imagine.
Is it? And I also heard
that when they get it, they cover it on video and they send it out.
And you ask yourself, so okay, one, the boldness, right? That they are not scared. Even money, they're brandishing money, and the location. Why is it that they cannot go to and meet them in that location? Why they are not even hiding? You know, but somebody want to criticize government, he will run away because they will come after you. But the terrorists who are buying people, they are showing their face, showing money, showing uniform, everything. How is that possible that the government cannot get
a brand new bike? When they buy bike, they buy new. There was a time they were even selling their guns. They bought a new supply of gun and they were selling it online.
So how is it that a serious government, if the government is not working with the overall agenda of, you know, Islamization, how is it that they cannot get modern technology to just a satna, you know, satellite? We call it satna, I think, in Netherlands. You see it. You will use satellite to, you know, where they are, the location, and flush them out. No, but they won't do that because Shetima is in charge of security, and he told the world, he told everybody that he would be in charge of security. So I mean, well, again, like I said, very dark man ran away. Now he speaks freely. He can speak freely now, and little by little, he's coming to tell you that the government knows about it, you know, and that. So obviously, the case of Nigeria It's simple. People think it's complicated. It's not complicated. It's the government. It's the government of the day. Even the one before this current one, they are part of it. If you don't accept, so people need to stop deceiving themselves. They are part of it. Totally part of it. Adeboye just came out recently to
no steps were taken.
To lie, you know. And this is another one, another bastard, you know.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Adeboye again. What? Adeboye. Yes, I saw Adeboye. I saw Adeboye his games now.
It's lie, yo. It's lie. That thing he came out to speak is just lie. He just tried to. He lied to people.
Days now. He's calling for another 90 days.
For them to resign. The one he called before, what happened? He said before, make them give the Tinubu 90 days to sort this thing out, that if not, then America can come in. That was his word. But Tinubu did not sort it out. Rather, the situation gets even worse. And now he's calling for another 90 days for the security. These people now, these are criminals.
And when good luck Jonathan time, he was marching in the street. Now he's marching around his church.
Yes, wearing green and white. You remember?
Marching around his church. They say they march in the street of the church, only that it was just a prayer march. They call it prayer march, not protest too. They say prayer march. They march around the wall of people.
Yeah.
These people, Let's listen to this idiot, this one. What he was saying on the issue of this kidnap in Oyo State. You will see what he said. This is another animal nonsense.
Yeah.
He did not take any action. No steps were taken. It was after all those nominations that he went to the family to visit them, that he brought somebody out, started crying, the husband of one of the women. It is sad. I can sometimes believe that this was orchestrated in a way, I'm not saying totally, by the government of Oyo State to blackmail President Tinubu.
Look at that. Politicizing the life of human being.
Yeah.
A place where a child of 2 years old, if that child was his own child, 2 years old, what will you do? Even if they are doing it to condemn, what do they call him? Tinubu. Why won't Tinubu take action and go and rescue these people? Why?
This guy, he has shown himself to be an evil man. How can you say that Sheyi Makinde, I don't know if his name is that the Oyo State governor is mastermind? Yeah, how can he say that is mastermind? If he's masterminding it, what has the president? What have they done to now mitigate against it? Nothing. The answer is not. So you know, bro. You see this guy? These are evil bunch of people. Trust me. You know, from where I knew that these are evil people was when some years ago he came out to say that that we shouldn't divide Nigeria because we have all intermingled, intermarried, and blah blah blah. That Igbo marry Yoruba, Yoruba marry Igbo, Hausa marry this and that. I looked at him. I said, so if we intermarry, that means we have to continue in this degeneracy. Is that what it means? We have to continue in this demonic entity that's never gonna serve anybody well. Is that why? So intermarry. So Yoruba person not fit marry Germany, or Igbo not fit marry America. America not fit.
What is that? What of those that married in the United States, married in Asia, married in Europe, married everywhere?
These are demons. The truth is not in them and never will be. What business does you have to that you marry somebody when be Kenya? What the fuck does that? What the heck? That you have your own country, you form your own policy, create your policy decision that will govern you and suit you, suit your culture, suit your everything. Then you live in peace with your neighbor. What is it? But you see, Chineke, ndị olu ekwensu, my dear brother,
that this was orchestrated in a way, I'm not saying totally, by the government of Oyo State to blackmail President Tinubu, in a way. At the same time,
but that will be no, Governor Fauci, that's going to be a very heavy allegation, because you're talking about lives of people, we're talking about innocent children, we're talking about fathers, mothers, of innocent people alleging that a government is responsible to kidnap his own citizen.
Excuse me.
That's way off the line, don't you think, Governor Fauci?
No, I disagree.
You can't say that without any evidence. No, you can't say that, Governor Fauci. You don't have any evidence to claim that. You can't allege against a government that is intentionally kidnapping his own citizen to blackmail the federal government. No evidence to that. Do you have?
Can you wait 1 second, Shehu? I started this conversation by telling you this may be a way. And I said it may not. Politics largely has been responsible for kidnapping by what we had and what we imagined when this thing started from the north. And I want to say to you, anything is possible. If an individual can fake his own abduction, anybody can do anything, but that's on the side, for God's sake. What I'm saying to you...
No, I'm just... So, Governor Fauci, why I'm disagreeing with you is because of the sensibility of the families and the innocent people that are involved. That's why I don't want us to match on the sensibility on the sensibility. That's the reason why I don't think that is the right narrative to have on this program.
You can disagree. It is your right to disagree. It's my right to equally state what I know. I said to you, there are options to life. Recently...
Imagine. That is the kind of politics you see in Nigeria.
Yeah, Rajus.
Human life.
Yeah, Rajus. To be fair, right? To be fair, what Fayoshe is insinuating or is saying, it could be very well. Everything is possible because in Nigeria we've seen people organize. You remember how they kidnapping exactly. Even during Jonathan, the Chibok guys and the rest of it. So it's not far from the truth. And
why is it that now they don't want to collect ransom?
Okay, you see. So, but for me, the thing is that all this whole thing are side shows. They are irrelevant. Why do I say that? Is that it's not going to change anything. You kidnap today, you release tomorrow. It's not going to change. The only thing that's going to change things and put things in perspective is to do the right thing. So I expect somebody like Fayoshe to be saying the right thing rather than saying rubbish. And the right thing ought to be that this election bull crap is nothing beneficiary and never will ever have anything beneficiary. Let them do the right thing. The right thing is that get the country together and give people the opportunity in the form of referendum to go and decide. If they want this union that has elapsed over a century to continue, fine. If not, let every region go, conduct referendum, organize, and decide what to do. Because anything other than that is a waste of time. It is a waste of time. They will continue year in, year out. Meanwhile, the political elite from all the region, they don't care because they are not affected. They have this fire. That Fayoshe when they talk, he has lots of money in his account. He was a two-time governor. These guys are loaded financially.
He was in the EFCC red book. Now they've removed him. Now since Tunubu enter now, Tunubu don't clear his record.
Because you know why? Because he's speaking for Tunubu. He's on the side of Tunubu now. That is Nigeria for you, right? So you see, a country like that. Hey God, anybody when they do Nigeria, one Nigeria, may it happen to you because you are evil human being.
He said, anybody where they talk one Nigeria, may it happen to that very person.
Yeah.
May it happen to the very person. Because that is the only way to correct them. Because these people, if it never happen to them, they will never learn a lesson.
Never.
They will never change. The only thing that will make them change is when it happened to them.
Yeah.
They will now tell the story by themselves.
Yeah. There are many things going wrong in this country that people don't know about. There are some of us, even when we go abroad. I remember in 1989, I entered the office of my professor, my dean, Professor Weniger, I think he's late now, in Western Germany. I entered his library, I picked a book.
Camera bogi now, you can catch Quagga for it, I want to.
Okay, my brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. God bless. Bye.
Thank you so much. God bless you too. Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, my brother. Okay, my beloved brothers, let's continue on this very one. Let's hear what this man has to say. Let's make sense of what he has to say. Then we can now analyze his speech. As we are complaining and talking about issues, let's watch and see what that.
There are many things going wrong in this country that people don't know about. There are some of us, even when we go abroad. I remember in 1989, I entered the office of my professor, my dean, Professor Weniger, I think he's late now, in Western Germany. I entered his library and I picked a book and was just going through. And he came in and screamed, don't touch it, don't touch it. What is the problem? He says it's not meant for third world countries. Those books are not meant for even Poland, not meant for East Europe. Because there are secrets there. But I was able to see a few things before they took the books from me. One, that the exchange rate of a nation is artificially fixed. Because they are political economy. Two, that no nation will ever be developed unless they have a homogeneity in one aspect of their life. The same tribe, the same religion, the same ethos, like US, which was freedom.
I want you to pay attention to this information. The secret this guy saw in a book that his professor refused him to read. That no nation succeed in homogeneity. That is why we are talking about creating country along value system. You can never mix people of different value systems together and they succeed. You know, once Nnamdi Kanu preached that message and people took it for granted. Look at somebody else confirming it that no nation can survive or grow with the kind of situation you have in Nigeria, with the kind of mixing people together. It must be people with the same value system. It must be people with the same value. I want you to pay attention to this. Pay attention to this information. Very, very important. Pay attention.
Because there are secrets there. But I was able to see a few things before they took the books from me. One, that the exchange rate of a nation is artificially fixed. Because they are political economy.
The exchange rate of a nation is political fixed. It is politically fixed. Exchange rate of every nation on the planet Earth is politically fixed. So when you are talking about exchange rate is going down, it's going up, it did that, then your economy, all these are bullcrap. Bullcrap. Listen.
Two, that no nation will ever be developed unless they have a homogeneity in one aspect of their life, the same tribe.
There must be homogeneity in one aspect of their life for any nation to survive. And this, we are talking about value system. For any nation to survive, they must have the same value system in a simple time. For any nation to survive on this planet Earth, they must have the same value system. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu made this message. He preached this message. This same message that this man is talking about. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu preached it. But people took it for granted. Nigeria will never survive. It doesn't matter how you look at it. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter how you pretend. It will never survive. Listen.
Unless they have a homogeneity in one aspect of their life, the same tribe, the same religion, the same ethos, like US, which was freedom. But US is going to crash. The freedom must be taken too far. So freedom is what will kill US. Take note of that. Maybe dead, but you know that it's a fallen nation. No country, in those books they wrote, no country will ever develop unless they belong to the same tribe or race.
So that means there's no hope for Nigeria.
Oh, yes, no hope. There's no. Let me just put it this way. If I live too long, maybe I die at the age of 95, which is just about 30 years time. But definitely, if I get there, it'll be a miracle. But let somebody note it down so that you tell somebody after me, Nigeria will never, I'm sorry, develop. Unless there's an authoritarian regime that tie our neck together, force us to do what they want for at least a minimum of 25 years, like it was done in China. After then, you cannot begin to release freedom little by little. Otherwise, Nigeria is a country that is being, there's a tug of war where some people will hold each other that way, some people hold each other this way, then you start pulling at the center. In Nigeria, what we have is multiple pullings, multiple talks of war. 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, dragging the center. It can never develop.
Never.
Because our budgetary system is, oh, you are giving 10 roads to Edo, 10 roads to Lagos. You must give 10 roads to Bauchi, 10 roads to Gobe, 10 roads that they don't need. I was a bank manager in the 90s. When I came back from Germany, I was posted to Bauchi. You have roads tarred that only sheep sleep on them at night. And then you have donkeys on them, no motor. And they are all everywhere. Now, look at Lagos, the port that supplies the north. No rail. Because if you say let's put rail, the northern senators and others will insist, no way. You must put the same thing in a place that is not productive. Like the rail line Buhari built to Niger Republic. It's dead, it's big, and we borrow $1.9 billion to build it. We are paying China now. And it's not doing anything for Nigeria. If they have put it on the port, this our roads would have been saved. Roads would have lasted longer, life would have been. Then the cost of spare parts. Again, the cost of spare parts, the things we use in maintaining a vehicle because of borrow, is higher than the total sale of Nigeria crude oil. Quote me, I may not be a professor of economics, but that.
Did you hear it? This message is, go back and rewatch it. Rewatch this message over and over again. You will understand that Nigeria will never, ever, ever survive. It does not matter what you think. It doesn't matter how you feel. It doesn't matter what you are thinking within your head as we are speaking now. I bet you, the earlier you understand this truth, the better for you. The earlier you understand this truth, take it for what it is, the better for you. And this is why whenever we speak, we stand on the same front, self-determination. Anybody that wants his one Nigeria can continue to pursue his one Nigeria. We don't have any business with you, but don't intercept. Don't interrupt us. Don't interrupt us that are fighting for freedom. We will continue to pursue self-determination by fire, by force, for better, for worse. We will continue to pursue self-determination. That is the only way forward. And there is nothing any human being will do on the planet Earth to make us deviate from the pursuit of self-determination to something else. Never. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because from every indices, Nigeria will never... Look at somebody saying, this one is not a Biafran that is saying it. It's not Martin that is saying it. Another person entirely said that this is what he read from a book that his professor even preferred him to read, that the people from the third world country are not allowed to read the book. And in that book was written that your currency exchange rate is fixed. It is fixed. It's not better economy. It is fixed. And no country on the planet Earth can survive except you have the same value system. Except you have the same values, you will never ever survive. And this is why you see countries going their separate ways. And after they go their separate ways, well, look at Malaysia doing very well. Singapore doing very well after separation. Look at India and Pakistan. Both of them giants competing on a higher level, doing very well on their own. Bangladesh, every one of them on their own, doing very well for themselves. The same thing in the former USSR, Russia. Many countries broke out from Russia, including Finland today that is abusing the right of man, Simon Ekpa. They broke away from Russia. The Finland that is abusing the right of our prime minister today broke away from Russia. And today they are doing very well. They are now proud and they can do anything they like. Abuse the right of their citizens. They don't give it up. Let them continue to deceive themselves. Let them continue to lie to themselves. But for us, those lies will never change us from who we are. Those lies will never distract us. We will continue to focus on that which we believe and know to be truth. And no amount of propaganda will pull us back. No amount of propaganda will take us back from where we are coming from. Nigeria is gone and gone for good. A demonic country. A demonic country that doesn't mean well for anybody. A demonic country. The earlier you wake up and fight for your rights and pursue sincerity and truth, the better for you. But if you feel that lies is what you're going to do, you're going to continue to live into, continue to live in your life. One day, Nigeria will happen
that
to
in
you.
front of his office.
And when Nigeria happens to you, you will confirm. You will remember, say, oh, Master Nnamdi Kanu said it. Oh, the Biafrans said it. Oh, the agitators, they cried about this, they said it. Now it is happening. The only thing that can save souls and save life today is disintegration. You haven't seen that yet. What is happening to Nigeria today? It is not yet over. It is going to be worse in time to come. Let us hear this message from Showore. Let's hear what Showore had to say.
He's a foolish man, and I'm saying that in front of his office. He's lucky that I didn't meet him here when he was saying that rubbish. Revolution now. Yes. How can you say that you should not politicize when he himself is a product of the politics of insecurity himself? So, if he had said that while I was there, I would have told him to his face that you are a foolish man and let him do his worst. But he left before I got here. First place, the same president who deployed forest guards to Oyo State is also prosecuting some forest guards in this Abuja. But ask yourself, what happened to the deployment of the 5,000 CCTV cameras in Plateau State that he promised? I watched or I listened on to radio and TV today, and they said none has been provided. So when somebody has nothing to offer, they just keep making bogus promises. I mean, how long? Why do you need 1,000 forest guards when you have millions of police? Well, I won't say thousands of policemen who are idle, fighting fighting protesters. Why don't you just deploy these guys? Look at them, and send them over to Oyo State until they retrieve the kids. You don't let them come back instead of sending them after teachers and peaceful protesters. You see, if I could have my way, or if I would have my way, anybody who is president of Nigeria at this time should never be allowed to run in any office again based on their failure. If you're a governor of a state like Oyo State, you should not even go near the presidency. You should not collect the form to become president because you have failed already and you should not enjoy any kind of promotion. Whether it's social, political, we do that in the educational sector. If you fail a class, you have to repeat it. You are not promoted to the next class. So it's very sad that people like Makinde, they always give excuses. But ask them what happened to the security fund that they quaff every month, which I'm sure is what he's using for his failed.
That is it. The complaint of Showore here is genuine. Showore is one of the persons that I still see as an activist in Nigeria who is focused on revolution, as he always says, in as much as I don't believe that revolution is going to happen in Nigeria. But he has the right to pursue whatever he's pursuing, and he's dedicated to the cause of the revolution. That is why I have no problem with him. He's committed to the cause, unlike those fake activists who are being in Nigeria, like the other one now that run to China and go and stay in China, and he's now making noise in China. Why didn't he make noise while he was in Nigeria? While he was in Nigeria, he was working for the government. He was playing the role of government. But today, he now disappeared to where we are in exile. As well as he was one of those telling people before, yeah, come back home, come to Nigeria and join them. Now he's in exile, talking the way we have been talking all this while. But when he was in there, when we talk, he feels that we are talking too much. It is sad. It is sad. The situation of the Zoological Republic is a pitiable situation. And I bet you it is not going to get better any soon. It is not going to get better any soon. It is not going to get better any soon. Better prepare yourself. More terrible days are ahead. More difficult and terrible days are ahead. If you think it's over, it is not yet over. It is not yet over. You haven't seen nothing yet. I bet you have not seen nothing yet. You are going to see more difficult situation ahead of time. And I bet every one of you to try as much as possible and do your part whenever you can. Try and do your part. Another issue attracting attention in the question of insecurity, just as we are talking, insecurity in Nigeria. Across many regions, concerns about insecurity continues to affect ordinary citizens. Families want safety, communities want stability, businesses want environment where they can operate and grow. Young people want opportunity, parents want hope for their kids. These are universal aspirations. People everywhere want peace, security, and prosperity. That is why conversation about governance, human rights, justice, accountability, development remains important, and we must continue to engage in it. We must continue to engage in these conversations about governance, human rights, justice, accountability, and development. Strong societies are built when citizens feel protected, respected, and heard. But you don't find that in Nigeria. And you will never find it because it has never been a nation and will never be a nation. Now, let us talk about international engagement. Many supporters believe that international communities should continue monitoring development and encouraging respect for legal process, human rights, and democratic principles. This is what we are calling them to do. This is what we are calling the United Nations, United States, foreign countries to continue to pay attention to. Continue monitoring development and encouraging respect for legal processes, human rights, and democratic principles. Just like in the case of Nnamdi Kanu and the case of Simon Ekpa. The human rights abuse on the case of Simon Ekpa is enormous, even though people are not speaking about it. That is why we need more voice. We need more voice on the human rights abuse on the case of Simon Ekpa. Why was his evidence not admitted in the court by the prosecutor? Why was the Finland court? Why did the Finland court refuse to admit the evidence against Nigeria in the court? That is human rights abuse. That is human rights abuse. That is abuse of legal process. International attention often play an important role in highlighting issues that may otherwise receive visibility. This is why we are calling on international communities to pay attention. And more especially, this is why we are shouting that Mazi Simon Ekpa needs international lawyer in his case to push his human rights and make sure that Finland respects democratic principle in that very case, because they have not. They have abused the legal process. When you calculate from the time he was detained up to the time of his sentence and the process was very illegal. And we are calling on the international community to pay attention to this. They are very important. Pay attention. This is why advocacy must continue. You and I, we must continue to shout in our various platforms. Even if it is one person, to continue to speak, continue to talk, continue to shout. This is why engagement must continue. This is why awareness campaign must continue. However, we must remember something important. The future of any people cannot depend entirely on outsiders. Even when we make noise online, even when we shout and talk and call on the international communities, we should always remember that our future cannot depend entirely on outsiders. Our future cannot entirely depend on outsiders. There are things we need to do for ourselves. External attention may help create awareness. Sure. External attention may help create awareness. But lasting progress comes from within. Lasting progress comes from within the community themselves. Within the community themselves. That is where the lasting progress comes from.
And that is why whoever you are, as long as you are indigenous in Nigeria, you must wake up. Stop sleeping. More especially if you are a Biafran, wake up, do your homework, and let the international community do theirs. And Chukwu Okakabian will cement it and everything will work the way it's supposed to be. Community that organize will always prosper. Lasting progress come from within. It comes from within communities themselves. Lasting progress come from within communities themselves. Communities that organize, communities that educate, communities that build, communities that invest, communities that prepare, communities that remain united. That is why we must work on ourselves. The real progress comes with us. If we can build a community that organizes, a community that educates, a community that builds, a community that invests, we invest in ourselves, a community that prepares, we prepare ourselves, a community that remains united, we remain united among ourselves. That is where real strength comes from. That is where real strength comes from. As we move forward, Biafrans everywhere should remain focused. As we are moving forward, we are in a very interesting time. We are in a very interesting time. Very interesting time. So as we move forward, Biafrans everywhere should remain focused. Remain focused. Focused on constructive goals. Focus on education. Focus on business. Focus on technology. Focus on innovation. Focus on community development. Focus on cultural preservation. Focus on peaceful advocacy. Focus on lawful engagement. Focus on creating opportunity for future generations. Because at the end of the day, every successful movement is sustained not by passion, but also by preparation. Passion alone will not do the job. Every successful movement, like ours, the Biafra movement, every successful movement is sustained not only by passion, but also by preparation. That is why we should focus on the issues and things I mentioned. You must prepare. Preparation creates resilience. Preparation creates strength. Preparation creates sustainability. And sustainability creates long-term success. Wherever you are watching this program from. As we conclude today's broadcast, let me leave you with this message, wherever you are watching from. History has shown that informed people are powerful people. Educated people are empowered people. United people are stronger people. No matter where you live around the world, continue educating yourself. Continue educating yourself. Join programs where you can learn. There are many Biafran programs, not where you go and learn saga. Not where you go and attack your brother and sister. Not where you go and gossip. Join programs where you will learn. Where you can engage peacefully. Continue engaging peacefully. Continue supporting your communities. Continue promoting awareness. Continue educating. Continue standing for justice, fairness, dignity, respect for human rights. Continue, don't stop. Wherever you are watching this program from. Thank you for joining today's broadcast. I appreciate you for joining today's broadcast. If you found value in this discussion, please like this stream, like the program, like it. Like the live stream. Share it with others. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Tell us where you are watching from. Tell us what you think this development means. When you hear that the U.S. House is now into the case of Nnamdi Kanu, asking for his right to be respected. Tell us what you think this development means. Tell us what role the international community should play regarding human rights, due process, and justice. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, stay united, and continue working towards a better future. The Chukwu Okike Abiam continue to guide and protect every single one of you that have been with us on this program from the beginning to the end. I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiam will guide and protect you. No weapon formed or fashioned against you shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our supreme leader, Nnamdi Kanu, shall prosper. And no weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister, shall prosper. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I will see you again later in the evening. I'm going to come back again later in the day for another 1 hour program by the special guest of Skogan. Stay blessed and see you again later in the evening. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
This is from Biafrans Got Talent. We are letting Biafrans know the reason why we should remember those who gave their lives for us, those who died, that we may live.
You died to end my suffering. You died fighting for my freedom. Your blood is the seed of redemption. You are my inspiration.
The deed no wrong but them, military shots out them. 67 to 70, we remember them. 2016, 38 May, memory still lives in our mind till today. Wonder why they refuse to publicize the genocide. The world media turn blind eyes to our plight. It's time to arise, land of the rising sun. Let's rise one more time, let's rise.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. Those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright. Tell them I touched me. Remember when me tell you say I touched me. Yeah, I remember that what I call a Sabrus Mero. Like a papa nuku, but them they were boniro. Me tell you what I look pandi, what pandi samiro. Me tell you what I day. From the Biafra and the rest of man, I tell you what I me never give up. Me tell them
heroes, I want to promise you something today. We must fight together, no retreat and no surrender. We must hold them down till the end of time. The most important thing is that we will restore Biafra.
I look up to the sky with tears in my eyes for other Biafrans and for freedom had to die. We will never forget you as the days go by. You are always in my heart, forever be a part. They fought for our freedom, they died for our freedom. They fought the Nigerian soldiers in the war front without food, without guns, for our freedom, for our life, for our own good, for our children. We love them, our heroes, we want them.
My heart bleeds when I saw them slain. Where will I be now if not then? They will remain indelible in my heart forever, 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 and ever, and ever, and ever.
We serve in your plantation, and the way you paid us back with your bloody starvation.
We play in our history that the death of my people is a mystery. No going back to get to a victory. I had a voice now call for vengeance. I never get bomb, I'ma blow like a vengeance.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen heroes. Those who gave their life for us. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Where will I be now if not you? You died at my leave.
because of our freedom, and they paid the debt for our freedom. Flag high for those that died in the genocide, fighting for you and I. There is pain in the heart, we bleeding inside, tears in the eyes, so I'm falling here.
This is for my fallen heroes. Keep them motivation, people. It's like I'm looking at myself in the mirror. Cause to be a cast, I need to be a nurse. If we did not retire,
they paid the ultimate price. They die for me, for the freedom of unborn child. We live for the legacy.
Yo, we will never forget our fallen hero. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright. Yo, we will never forget our fallen hero. Onitsha massacre, Iwata massacre, Aba massacre. We remember you. Alright.
Yeah, put the flag in the air. Never be afraid. March on, cause we are more than conquerors. Yeah, you know what it is.
I'm looking at myself in
We
the
must
mirror.
revenge, and we must stand to represent who we are.